originating in Denver but touching musical lives around the world. This
Welcome everybody to the WTF show with the most incomparable lady, the beautiful, the awesomeness.
Oh, I gotta get my dollars. Gotta get my dollars out to pay Henry.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a stripper. Yeah, put dollars in my. God, you know, come on.
Hey, welcome to the WTF. I'm Ron Deshay, and we are excited about the show today. On the music feed, we have got some different types of different music. At least for me, you all are. I'm stuck in the past. But a friend of mine, Dylan, he is a young man here in the Denver area. He's a teenager. And I had him pick the music today, and I'm going to tell you, this kid could grow up and be a program director. It is great stuff. You're going to love it. So if you have a chance later, if you're watching the video side, you can always catch the audio side later. Or if you're listening to the audio side, then you're going to be hearing some great music.
Welcome to the show, though. You know,
yeah,
come on, WTF, and Dylan is in the studio, but we're not going to.
We're hiding Dylan. He doesn't want to be seen. He's shy. He's under the table. We're feeding him under the table. He's waving. Yeah, his hands will come in.
That's what you used to do to me all the time, Ron. Feed me under the table.
Here you go.
Here you go, Henry. Here's a graham cracker. Then you got really nice to me and bought me some of those animal cookies.
Yeah, that's right. We keep Henry locked in the station. He has to run it all the time, 24/7.
And that's
for your listening pleasure. We're going to put on, see who's on from all over the world. Okay. Pretty soon say hi to everybody who's tuned in. So today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the crazy things that have happened this week. I've got some news that's, well, it's news. That's all I'm going to say. It's news that shouldn't be, it should be fake, but it's actually real. And yeah, there's some good ones. And then there's also some pretty crazy stuff in the news that's real that should be fake. So, you know, I don't know what to say about that. What do we got? Well, we got. Look at all the people from all over. You can see. We're talking to our invisible friend Dylan. He's right here. Dylan, look at that. You can see the map. Show them that map so we can see where everybody's at there. So this is really kind of cool. There's a map we can pull up and we can see where everybody's listening from around the world. And so it gives us this. Right now we have what, 200, 2,000. What do we have on those?
This is right now joining us.
Oh, that's everybody's starting right now. People are jumping on. So that's the people that are jumping on. If you go down there, you can see the flags. Those are all the flags. I'm going to say hi to a shout out to our international and national people. So we've got, of course, we've got people from. Oh my God, they're just all jumping on. Okay, from okay, I can't even go. Canada, Britain, UK, United States, East Coast, Northern. Where's that one? North Virgin. I can't read it, but we hope I can read.
North Virgin.
What the heck is that?
The North Virgin.
San Francisco. That's probably Nancy Pelosi's husband. I'm sure he's listening in the hospital. So I want to tell. I hope you get well. And this kind of and not on the down note, but this kind of behavior where people go out and assault people because they're of a different party is ridiculous. And I heard someone say, well, what's the difference between harassing the Supreme Court people when they were eating and they left the restaurant? The difference is you didn't bring a hammer into their personal home and pound their head in. That's the difference. So peaceful protest is one thing, but this violent stuff is wrong, and it was wrong when the people shot up the Republicans at the baseball game. It's wrong when they did this to Nancy Pelosi's husband, and I hope that we all wish him a very speedy recovery, and we thank her and her family for the service they provided this country in great danger to their own. So appreciate it. All right, so what do we got up here? What's Henry took it off.
Oh, yes.
Henry's going to read the flags, and he took it down.
I'm going to keep you going here, Rhonda, and I got to go to the back and get something.
Well, they had to go to the bathroom. He plays a long song. If you ever hear Indigata Davida, that old song on the radio, it's because the DJ had to get up and go to the bathroom, and it's like 7 minutes long.
That's so funny.
I'm going to actually do a news story in a minute, because I found some stuff that's pretty crazy today. But, okay, so anyway, so if you're not out there and you haven't voted yet, please either mail in your ballots, drop them off, or get out there and vote. Don't forget, it's November 8th. Everyone, it's important to vote. You know, it was 84 million people voted on the Democrat side the last election, 71 million voted on the Republican side, and here's the part that bothers me. It's not either one of those. 101 million people eligible to vote in this country did not vote the last election. Whatever's going on right now, folks, it's your fault. It's your 101 million people that didn't vote. This is all your fault. So you get out there and you vote. because it's important. And I'm not telling you how to vote. I mean, I wish I could, but that's why we live in a free country. You can vote your heart and your conscience. But get out and vote, especially if you're one of the 101 million that have not done so in the past. You're giving up your rights. You're letting other people decide your future, because there's enough people who didn't vote that they would win everything if they voted. So let's get out there. Henry's going to, okay, he's going to be right back. He had to run out. Did you see that? He just kind of slipped away from it. I'm going to tell you about a story, because there's an old adage in news when I worked at Channel 7 here in Denver, and I wasn't in the newsroom, but I was in the station, and in radio, and in PR, and it's when a dog bites a man, that's not news. But when man bites a dog, it is. And that's exactly what happened in Germany. So I'm going to tell you about this story. So it was in Berlin, and police in Germany Friday said they were detaining a man for resisting arrest and biting a service dog. So what happened was there were 3 people, and they were in some kind of a fight. The police showed up. They had their police dog with them, and they tried to wrestle one man to the ground. I guess these men were pretty strong, and it took a lot of police officers for some reason to get him to the ground. So they got to the ground, and while he was on the ground, and they had the dog helping, the guy bit the dog. So he bit the police dog, and then the woman punched one of the policemen in the face. Anyway, needless to say, they're all in jail waiting charges, including animal abuse and resisting arrest and a number of other things. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, what would possess you to bite a dog? They had to probably be on some kind of drugs. There's a couple of other really fun stories here today, and one of them is about a man, and we hear stories about the border all the time, people smuggling things across the border. Well, this is our northern border, Canada, our Canadian border. There was a man, and he was arrested in New York State for trying, I'm not going to make a joke, I'm not going to do it. I'm telling myself I'm not going to do it, so I'm glad Henry's not here or we'd end up making a joke. He smuggled 3 Burmese pythons in his pants across the border. You have to be out of your mind. I mean, he's lucky he didn't have a problem. So he comes across the border from Canada, three snakes, pythons, in his pants, and he gets caught and he's arrested for exotic animal trafficking and a number of other things. It's illegal to bring those snakes into the country. So yeah, you missed the story. Guy got arrested in the Canadian border. Now I'm going to tell you, no jokes. I'm trying not to make a joke about it. Got arrested on the Canadian border because he smuggled 3 Burmese pythons in his pants across the
So when they were frisking him,
I know, everybody was like, what's going on there? Oh, God, I can't even imagine. I mean, it's like you have to be some kind of stupid to do that, don't you think? It's special stupid. It's like that.
Rhonda.
It's true.
You just wanted me so I can hear that.
It's pretty funny, I think. I'm like, okay. You want to do that? There have been some really dumb things. By the way, there's a giant pumpkin. It was like 2,600 pounds that was brought from to California for the big pumpkin weighing thing they do every year, and it won. I mean, I can't grow anything. I mean, I have plastic. I literally have become that old lady. I have plastic flowers in my flower bed because I can't keep anything alive. And I'm in a townhouse and they do it for you.
Plastic flowers die?
No, they're fine. They look great all year. They throw them away when they start looking bad.
Then the sun came out and melted them. They were all wilted.
Yeah. Well, there's somebody on here, Darcy. She said hello from beautiful Colorado. Hi, Darcy. Darcy, I'm going to give her a shameless plug. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Darcy
like
Lacey, New York Life.
New York Life.
She is. Darcy, type in there how people can find you. She's a wonderful financial planner. If you're in need for that, or you're in need of other types of financial services, she would be a great person to call. So if she types in her phone number, or her email, I'm gonna tell you. I think it's just Darcy Lacey at NY Life, but I'm not sure. But anyway, she's gonna put it in there. So what else is going on with you?
Not much. I was thinking we were talking about Mr. West.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West.
Oh yeah, Yay, Yay. Now he goes by Yay.
Yay.
I say no. Yay, no.
Well, that's interesting though. He's doing it right, I think.
What?
Yeah.
What is he doing right?
Getting rid of all these. Do you remember Prince did this? I don't know if you knew that. He wrote "slave" on the side of his face because all these record companies, everybody, all these endorsements, everybody had a hold of him. So he finally got rid of everybody and went out on his own and became a multimillionaire. Had this
Well, I
beautiful
hope
studio.
Kanye West rots in hell, personally.
Why? What did he do to you?
Well, one, he's making very anti-Semitic remarks.
I want to know what that means.
Indigada
Anti-Semitic.
Davida, that old song on the
What
radio.
that means is
the
he was
DJ
saying
had
he
to
was
go
going
to
to
the
go
bathroom.
DEFCON 3 on Jews, which means kill them.
Really?
Yeah.
When did he say this?
He said it last week. And so other things like that. He's a sick man. And he's lost over 1.6 billion, I think, in endorsements in the past week. So he's in trouble for those remarks.
But why is he in trouble?
Because he said those terrible, violent
But what
things.
happens?
Well, it incites people, like the person that, things like that incite people. And when you incite someone to do damage to someone, that should be illegal, and it is.
Well, your president, not your president, it starts with a T.
Oh, I'm not that guy. We're not talking.
He
He
did the
incited a
same thing.
riot. Yeah, I know, and he won't get held accountable. We'll
Why?
see. Here's what I think will happen with this. I think Trump is fully guilty of everything that everyone suspects: cheating on his taxes, lying, inciting a riot, trying to blackmail a country to find dirt on his opponent, keeping documents at Mar-a-Lago, top secret documents, probably
So
selling
what's
those
the difference
documents.
between him and Kanye?
Well, here's the difference. He's so polarizing, and he's got a cult following that I think it'd be very hard to find 12 people on a jury where one of them wouldn't hold out for Trump, whether they believed in him or not. So I think that's number one. The second thing is that Kanye has the same thing. He's got a big microphone. They've got big platforms, big megaphones to voice things. And when you do that, and you do it with violence, and you do it with hate in your heart, you find other people that are similar, and you create bad things, just like the hammer thing with Nancy Pelosi's husband. I mean, he's on those websites chanting the same things they were chanting on January 6th, believing in all those conspiracy theories, and that's exactly what happened.
But what happened to Kanye West? He wasn't saying nothing or doing nothing. Why did he fold?
Well, he did say something. He was
But why did he fold? I mean, why did he decide to start doing all this stuff?
Oh, I know. He's been doing it for a couple of years now, and I think people are just finally sick of it. He finally went a little too far. Yeah. Now he was on.
You like his music?
He was on yesterday on the news saying that George Floyd, who passed away,
Mhm.
that the knee was never on the neck of George Floyd. It was on the side, on the ground, and people
But he
just
died.
use that. People just use that to start the Black Lives Matter movement, and he had a White Lives Matter shirt on. I was going, okay, somebody should tell this guy he's black.
He's black?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously doesn't know it. But
I didn't know that
tell him,
either.
Hey, guess what, Kanye? You
I
are
thought he
black,
was- I thought
and
he
your
was-
life does matter. So get help.
I thought he was something else.
He's anyway. Yeah, but you know what kills me is people like that, because he's so out of his mind, and they're worth like billions of dollars. And
Is
then
he
you've got
still
these really
worth
great
billions?
people that are nice, and they have nothing.
Is he still worth billions?
Oh yeah, he still is. He still has his records and his music and all of that. This just he took him off the black billionaire list, though. There was a list of black billionaires, and
I didn't know he was a billionaire.
yeah, and there was a list. He's got the Kardashian clothing line too. Part
Oh,
of
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So anyway, he fell off the Forbes list now. He's not in the billionaire list anymore. Oh, I feel so bad for him. Oh my God, I hope he can afford it. Hope he can afford his $900 tennis shoes. Okay. Oh my God, what'd you do if you won that $720 million lottery?
Is it tonight?
Yeah, I think it is.
Are you going to buy your tickets?
I don't know.
I always buy one.
I might buy one.
Yeah, because you have a chance.
Like, what's the difference? It's like $720 million. Oh, I'll buy a ticket now. But when it was $12 million, it just, oh, sorry, that's not enough for me to spend $1.
hey, wait, Rhonda, wait a minute.
What do you got there? Oh, that's my pay. My paycheck. There it is, right here.
$1. That's what I got in my wallet. $1.
That's $1 more than I have.
It's been sitting there. Did you see how dusty it was?
Oh,
It's been
no,
for
yeah,
3
it's hard.
years.
I heard your wallet creak when you opened it. Creak, 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 creak. So what else has been going on?
Yeah. Now let's go back to Kanye.
I don't want to keep talking about him. The more we talk about him, the more we give credibility.
Give him some publicity.
I don't want
Do you
to. I
like
don't
his music?
No, I don't like anything about Kanye West.
Why?
Because he's an idiot. He was a jerk to Taylor Swift.
You like Taylor Swift?
Yes.
I do too. I think she's great.
And
She always has
he's just an ass. I mean,
not emotional problem, love problems.
well, maybe, or it might just be, who knows. But he's just, Kanye is an arrogant asshole. That's what he is. Pardon me for saying it. And I just don't like people like that.
No.
No. And that's why I don't like you, Henry.
I resemble that remark.
I know.
Yeah.
So, did you buy chilies? Are you making chili?
No. Did you want to make some chili?
Yes.
I always have
hit.
chili.
I know.
I always
or your
have
wife,
chili.
she's really.
And I always have like serranos. So I eat them just raw.
Oh, God.
And they're super hot.
I know.
And I'll eat 2 of them.
Oh.
I always put them out there if anybody's eating with me. Hey, you want to up it a little?
I got my 5th COVID shot yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So we'll
I'm
see.
not going to do that.
I didn't
no
grow
more.
an extra head or anything.
Every time, what'd you say?
I didn't grow an extra head off
Oh.
my neck or anything like that. I'm fine. Or no, a new arm. You know, everything's good. I got the shot. I'm fine.
I'm not doing that no more. Every time I take one of those shots, I get clots in my legs.
Do you really?
They had to amputate. I grew this extra ear.
Oh, yeah.
So I was hearing all these voices.
Oh, that's it.
Because they've always talked to me.
What were they telling you?
You know.
March on the Capitol? Right.
Okay, so one of the most fun things I like is Halloween. When all the
I
kids,
love Halloween.
Yeah, kids come trick or treating. But there's been these ladies that are now they seem older and they're always trick or treating. I'm not gonna go there.
I'm stopping. I'm
Yeah, I know,
stopping. That was
you
the
look at me-
studio.
you look at
I'm
me funny.
stopping right there.
But you're the one. It's the WTF show with Rhonda Shea. It ain't the WTF show with Henry Art. It's the WTF show with Rhonda
Yeah,
Shea.
wasn't that fantastic?
And she just brings me on just to give it a little flavor, and she looks
Yeah,
at me.
I
"Go ahead, go for it."
I
Go
like
for it.
Mexican spices. I bring Henry in.
Spice it up a little.
I always like it when he speak Spanish. I love it. Just
And
say-
she says you could cuss it.
You can say anything you want in
sounds
Spanish. I always say
sexy.
it sounds sexy. It doesn't matter. You could say anything. You could say like, look at there's dog poop on the floor. Say that, Henry.
No,
Say it. Try it.
Cagada de los perritos allá en la. No, that don't sound
I
good.
know you didn't say it right. You just say it with the
Let me say
flair.
it. Let me say it with flair. Tú tienes una cara más bonita, mujer.
Oscar is very pretty, and you love. But that's not what you said before. Say the caca.
No, I'm not gonna say the caca.
Say the caca.
I'm not saying caca.
It sounds, but it
The caca doesn't sound.
Okay, caca doesn't. So say that.
No,
you could say,
Rhonda.
look, there's a dog's butt, and it would sound beautiful on
You
Spanish.
think I'm talking about some chica?
No, it wouldn't. Just say it.
Look at that dog's butt.
Pero butt. Pero what? Pero culo. Is that it? Oh, that's Italian.
Colito.
Because it's
Colita,
close.
colita.
Colita. So you could say, oh, pero colita. It sounds beautiful. It
I'm
does.
looking at a chick's butt. Why you can't be looking at a chick's butt and talking like that?
It sounds
And
beautiful.
if they speak Spanish, they're coming out. What was that for?
We should give people fake Spanish lessons. Okay, if you
They
want,
do that. They do that
we'll just
sometimes.
do that. So when you go out and you order or you do something at a restaurant, you're saying something really stupid.
Like they talked about Trump, they always call him cool culero. And he goes, they never call me cool arrow.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's
Oh,
like
Lord.
you gotta watch out for that Spanish because it may draw them in or it may bring them to slap you a couple of times.
Yeah, I know.
That feels good. I like that.
Oh, shut up. Pearl's gonna beat the heck out of you when you get home.
Oh, really?
You're like, oh yes, please. No. People are like, Henry, smack.
How?
Let's see if we can find this.
Yeah, now you want to get off the Spanish.
No, I don't. I love Spanish. Okay, I just want to find some more oddities because there's really some fun ones in here. Maine decided to begin removing nasty license plates. So I guess in Maine, a lot of people, I guess they have nothing to do. I'm not sure what they do in Maine.
Make nasty license
Yeah,
plates.
I guess they make nasty license plates. So people were putting words, you know how you can get the customized plates that meant things, and when you put it together, they were nasty. So they're recalling the nasty license plates, and people are mad, I paid for those are mine, and now there's this thing saying, no, the actual license plate belongs to the state. And we're gonna call in all these ones, and I guess somebody got in there that understood what that stuff meant. Probably the old people, there's like a bunch of old people in government. They're like, they get a government job and they stay there till like 110. There was probably some 80-year-old Maine guy going, no, okay, and he didn't understand what this, what was on the plate. And they got a new person in that's like, oh no, we gotta clean up Maine, gotta clean it up.
So what was on the plates?
Well, it doesn't say in the story, it just says they're calling them back because they have nasty things on the plates.
On the license plates.
Yeah, that's what it says. It
No,
says,
sir.
Yeah, removing those naughty license plates. Here's the
Oh, they're
story.
naughty.
They're naughty. They're naughty. It doesn't really say. It's too bad.
Like,
Uh,
man, give me your
Oh
book.
my God! Here it says Maine's laissez-faire approach to earlier to personalized license plates. Uh, the Secretary of State described as a wild, wild west in which motorists ordered vanity plates with blushing references to sex acts or genitalia. Oh my
Whoa,
God! Who would
geez.
drive around with that on their car? One notorious license plate used a profanity that starts with the letter F followed by the word U. Who would
Genitalia.
put that on their license? I thought Maine people were like these, like in their lodges and with their flannel shirts and, sailing in their sailboats. And instead they're writing FU on their license plates.
Or something genitalia, like suck my
No, don't say that.
popsicle.
Don't say that.
I didn't say nothing.
But that's,
I was just saying popsicle.
yeah, but I mean, can you imagine? So anyway, I guess they're calling all back. And get this, guess how many they're going to pull back?
4,000.
Oh, keep going.
10,000.
Keep going.
You're kidding me.
Keep
29,000.
going.
450,000.
Lower, 129,000 people decided to write
sir.
trash on their license plates.
Imagine how many, they have to be different to get them, right?
Yeah, it would be. I didn't
I
know there
wonder
was
how many
124,000 dirty words you could put on a
Well, how
license
many
plate.
females are there?
You know,
There's that many females doing this?
It's not the women,
The women are doing it.
it's men.
Let's bet.
Okay, how am I gonna find, I guess I can call Maine.
Yes, call
From
Maine and
courthouse.
find out how many are these women, and they're probably all women.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
women are like this.
Yeah.
You know, I found out this about women. They're like this, and they.
You're gonna be in trouble, you better be quiet.
Why'd you mute me so quick?
Maybe that was it, Let's see what we got here, because I just can't believe it. Oh, another woman was charged with sending a bee swarm on deputies. They went to arrest her, to evict her, and, oh, what's that? Oh, how did that happen? That's weird. Wouldn't it still be going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still going, just closed out. Okay. Anyway, they went to evict this woman, and she was a beekeeper, and so she threw the bee swarm at the police. Okay.
I've been seeing this.
But she was arrested.
This has really been irritating me about some of the police. They've been just going up to random people and they're just firing up and shooting people. All these young people, like up in the mountains. They went and shot that young kid who had his hands up, and the guy finally got on the car and shot through the windshield and shot him dead. You remember hearing about that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, there's been all kinds. And the other day, this kid and his girlfriend are sitting at a McDonald's, whatever, eating hamburgers, and the cop walked up, get out of the car, and he got so frightened he took off because he was so frightened what the cop was doing, and the cop started shooting away. Hurt him, he's in critical condition, he's been coming out of it, and he's fired away. Like,
Well, I think, there's such a climate of violence anymore that the police are maybe a bit, I don't want to
but
say.
you can't just start shooting.
No,
at
you
young
can't. They need
kids.
better training, is what they need, because they're obviously, they're probably frightened, and.
I don't know what they're
Some
frightened of.
cases.
The one kid had his hands up.
Who knows?
He's a young kid, and
Yeah,
the
that's
other cop was
ridiculous.
just talking to him real nice.
Yeah,
He goes, I just need help, and just roll on the bed. He goes, okay, and he was just all frightened. They just need somebody to come and talk to him. But the other cop got on top of the
Car and shot him.
shot him right through the windshield. And I thought, what was the point of that?
I don't know. I mean, and I'm sure they'll investigate if there's footage on it, and they should.
And then the other one that I thought was crazy, here in Colorado, over at the RTD parking garage, these guys had a shootout with the cops, like it was Wild Wild West. I thought, you're going to take on the cops. Well, you're going to die.
Yeah, pretty much you're gonna die. Hey, Jill Clanky said hi. She said she keeps freezing. I think it's okay on this end.
Well, it's because your
Yeah,
system.
my system went down for a minute, but it should be back. Jill Clanky,
Yeah.
Clanky and Cook, attorneys at law, great people.
Yes.
Great people. You need estate planning or real estate lawyers. And she's part of the APW, which is, I usually MC their holiday fundraiser.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
That's
Which
neat.
is Association for Professional Women here in Denver. And
I like the
around.
way you do all this MC and Rhonda. I bet you're a great MC. You go up there and joke around, throw some jokes out.
We try.
You try it when you say we try.
Well, I try.
You're the MC.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff lately, and there's some pretty cool things that are going on. One of them is if you're really interested in supporting women's causes around the globe, there's an organization called SITEAW, S-I-T-E-A-W. SITEAW stands for, shifting ideas through educating African women.
Well, that's a lot to
It's a lot to say, so
remember.
it's CITUA. And,
CITUA.
if you go on there, citua.org, you can learn how you can support building a school or sending a girl to school in Africa to avoid her being sold off as a child bride, some as young as 9, 10, 11 years old, and being circumcised and or being sold into slavery.
What the hell is wrong with the people doing that kind of thing?
I don't know. The world is crazy. But
the world has gotten crazy,
yeah,
you know?
it has.
The war in Ukraine and Russia, what do you think of that?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I sure wouldn't want to get in a fight with a Ukrainian.
I know.
But before you hit me, if you're ever in a bar fight, if they have an accent like that, run, because those people are tough. They are tough. I mean, the women
They're
are tough.
actually
The
Russians.
women are probably tougher than most of our men.
They're Russians. That's what they are.
Well,
They used to be
from
Russian.
Russian descent, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling
And
you. So
yeah,
they're Russians.
that's
They're tough
Slavic
ones, yeah.
people, and I mean, they're built tough there.
Now that you say that, I employed 2 Slovenians, and they have this accent, and they are like that. They laugh at me when I try to get them to do things. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, right.
They're tough people, and it's coming in cold for the winter, and obviously I hope they could get this over quicker than they have been able to. I'm sure they really want it over with. But Russia's, I mean, they're just falling apart. I mean, I guess all that fear about Russia was a big joke.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, other than they've got some nuclear weapons. Ooh, those few things.
That's nothing. Kaboom! And then all of them still walk out of it.
But other than
What
the
was that
nuclear
little
weapons,
pop?
they really don't have a ground force that's worth, talking about at all. And
Yeah,
now,
what's the point of all this?
and they just drafted 84,000 people, and they're almost out of them. So they're gonna, pretty soon they're going to be drafting. They're going to be like Hitler when they drafted the 13-year-olds to fight.
Or draft the women.
Yeah, draft the women.
'Cause
Those women are tough. It's like, okay, yeah, send them in.
Is that a guy or a girl?
Send
That's
them
a
in.
woman. Oh.
They're tough, man.
All women are tough. I have not found. They're only nice to you and sweet to you when they want to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're sweet. Even during.
Okay,
they're
that's
tough.
enough. We have a child. We have a young man in here.
I know.
Okay, so don't do that.
Don't do what?
Talk like that.
I don't talk like that.
No, stop it. But what I was going to say is that I think that the people of Ukraine have really shown the world what it's like to fight for your liberty and your freedom. And, I'm glad we're supporting them, and I hope that it gets over as quickly as it can.
And you say that, but, you got Putin just coming in there, firing away on, mashing up everybody. They have, okay, so here's what really puzzles me. When Biden says we're going to help them out with all these billions of dollars worth of weapons and everything, they're just giving the war machine here all this money to build and send them and buy all these weapons from us. That's all they're doing, right? Or we're paying for all
We're
of them.
paying, well, yeah.
But the government's giving them all these,
Well, the government
Raytheon
is
and all
right.
these.
So actually, we're helping our own economy a little bit
Yeah,
when
that's
we
all
do
it is,
that.
yeah.
It really is boosting our own economy, believe it or not, because we're manufacturing those and then shipping them from here. So yeah, there is a little bit of a gross national product.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, GDP there.
And then they're making all these drones that are remote controlled, and they're making them to do kamikaze kind of things stuff too.
That's kind of cool, don't you think?
Kamikaze drones.
Yeah, I think the drones are really cool. I mean, instead of losing a person, and they're big. Some of those, I was thinking of a drone, like, how can a thing this big drop a bomb? And then you look at them, and they're like the size of this room. It's like, what?
Did you see that drone footage that we cut way back in the day, you and I?
Oh, yeah, when that drone was buzzing me. Yeah, I saw that the other day. It was like
so
attacking
cute.
me.
Yeah.
Look.
But in reality, we set that up, and that drone was kind of far away from
Yeah.
you. It was over to
But
the
it
back.
looked like it was
It looked
close.
like right over the top of you.
I like that drone. Do you still have it?
Yeah, we have 2 of them, but they outlawed them in all the cities.
Well,
so
just
we
fly
can-
them anyway. There's like a drone police.
No, yes.
Oh, how do they know?
Most of the drones are equipped with a chip that talks to the FAA, which is
So
the
if you-
airport.
So if you buy a little drone, like for your
It
kid at
talks to-
Christmas, you can't fly it?
Yeah, that's right. You have to register it with the airport.
What if you don't?
Then you're in trouble.
How did they find
You can't
it?
start it up.
Serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack.
Oh, that sucks.
They even hit us up on the drone itself, and it'll come on and say you're in a flight path, get out.
Well, that's because you were way up.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, if you had just a little one that was buzzing around
You
picnic
can't
tables.
do it. They catch you.
Following
you
your
get a
husband.
you get a $500 fine.
Oh, well.
I thought you knew that. That's why
Oh.
we couldn't fly no more.
Well, but even just low like we did the parking lot.
No.
Well, then all you have to do is put a GoPro on a pool noodle and hold it up. And it looks just like a drone. I've done it. It looks exactly like a drone footage. It's like, It's
No,
true.
we had some big drones. Ours were big.
I know,
We had
yours
the-
were big.
we were- one was a smaller one, then we had the big giant ones. We had two of them, and we would take
Well,
them
what if
way
you
up,
want to
way
take
far
footage
away.
of your business, or you want to take footage of your backyard?
Well, no, it's like you take. Well, you can't do that. They don't allow. I'm telling you, they did it away with the Northland, Thornton, all of them. You
Huh.
cannot fly drones, and it has to do with
It's weird.
the security of everybody. That's what it is, because you can put stuff on those drones and bomb people.
I guess you could, but
Yeah,
it just seems like, and so the ones you get at Toys R Us, you can't even fly.
that's correct.
I just can't believe
I
it.
thought you knew that.
No, I just.
And all of them are equipped with the software that talks to the airport.
Huh. So I guess I won't be buying those for anybody.
If you notice, it's like that's kind of a thing of the past. Everybody still has them. You can register them, and you can get with,
But if you're
fly
in the
'em.
mountains, can you fly 'em?
Oh, sure, you can still fly them. Don't get me wrong, but you can only fly in certain areas, certain cities that didn't outlaw 'em. But
Huh.
Northland, Thornton, all of them outlawed it.
I guess that's
'Cause
good.
I was flying them around.
Well, yeah, they probably outlawed them because of you. I can see it now. Oh, I got my neighbors. Go down and
Ours is go up far
down,
and go all the way down 2 or 3 blocks and
go
we'd
down,
fly it all over the
at their
place.
barbecue, pick up a chicken leg, and go home. That's probably what you were doing. What do you think is the best Mexican restaurant in Denver?
There's no such thing. Especially speaking to a person like me, I can just go cook it up at the
I know, it's
at
like
the
me
house.
with Italian food.
Yes, I guess.
Outside of your own kitchen, what do you think?
There's plenty of
You
them.
like Anna's?
Anna's is okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Santiago's is really good.
I love
It's got some
Santiago's.
really hot chili.
They've got good chili and good rellenos.
Yes.
I like when they have soft rellenos.
Yes.
I don't like the crispy ones.
Yeah, so you got all the variety of different places. There's some really good places out there. There's what's the name of them? They're right up over the road off of 84th.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't remember the name. But there's some really good ones.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing at home. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
I took apart my dishwasher.
Oh.
I have a GE dishwasher, and it's only like 3 years old, and it's getting no power, nothing. So I checked the circuit breaker, it's fine. I checked the plug, tested the plug, it's fine. Checks the wall, everything else runs in the plug, so it's not the plug. I took the dishwasher, we pulled it out, I checked all the power cable, and it's fine. It's plugged in correctly. So after doing everything, we've decided it's the motherboard, which is the control board at the base of the dishwasher. That's where they're located, by the way. So I went in, and Patty, take the dishwasher, tip it up, and I removed the motherboard from the dishwasher. So now I've got this computer panel, it's about this big. And I'm going to try to find a part, put it back in, and see if it fixes my dishwasher. So that's,
That'll be nice.
yeah, I'll let you know. I'm going to go to the appliance repair business. Rhonda's Repairs.
And that would be a good thing for you to do once you get started. And nowadays, even the TVs, the dishwashers, stuff like that, they all have small, motherboards, small components in it. Big TVs like I have in the back, the ultra-thin LEDs, they only have the little motherboard, a little power supply, and then the other connector, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in them. And then plain, which is the LED screen.
Yeah, and so I was reading about it, and I thought, well, my dishwasher was almost a $900 dishwasher, and to have somebody come and fix it and replace that, it's $300 to $500.
Okay, so there's hardly anybody in your home. Why don't you just do the dishes?
I've been doing
like
it
a
by
girl?
hand.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a good girl.
I have been.
I mean, you should,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
machismo here.
Oh.
You should just get in your place and just do the dishes.
Okay, you're going to get it. But anyway.
That didn't go over too
No.
well with an Italian
So,
lady, right?
no. So I just decided to talk to my husband. He's not handy, but he was able to hold the dishwasher up while I actually did the work. But anyway, I said, this is crazy. If it's broken, it's broken. It's like $80 for the motherboard. Put it in ourself. If it works, great. And if
And if
not,
it
we'll
don't?
get a new dishwasher. Forget about it.
Go get a new dishwasher.
But, well, I like to spend $500 or $300 to $500 to repair something. Look at that. It's going out all the time on me. It's
What
so,
happened?
I don't know. It's so weird. I think it doesn't like, let's see, my computer's going down, so we're fixing it here. I think it doesn't like, there we go. Oh, it's not even doing that. That's weird, isn't it? Ooh, cap lock is on. I love cap lock. You're trying to do something and cap lock is on, and then you're like, looking like a dope.
Alrighty then, huh?
All right, let's see. There. All right, it just keeps dropping. I don't know. How?
Well-
Let's see what countries are on here. I want to show Dylan the map again. He's probably getting bored. You getting bored, Dylan? You tired? Oh, see, kids his age. This kid's really good looking. We're not showing him, but he's really cute. Wave. You can reach
There you
him.
go. Come
Now,
in.
see that hand? Isn't that gorgeous?
Dublin, Amsterdam, London, Santa Clara.
Wow. London.
London.
The queen, the new queen. Queen, what did they say?
What's his name? The Queen?
Yeah, what's his name? The Queen Charles? Queen Charles.
Queen Charles.
Yeah, Queen Pitbull, Camilla. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at all that. There's quite a few people here. What's that one? Ireland? Is that Ireland?
United Kingdom.
United,
This one
what's
is
the
from
green and white one?
Netherlands. This one is from Nigeria.
Nigeria. Oh, it's the Nigerian prince. He wants me to send him money.
This is this is Jordan.
Jordan, that's cool.
Look at this one.
What's that
Angola.
one? Bangula.
Angola.
Angola. Oh, Angola.
Angola.
Wow. Angola, yeah.
Brazil.
That's cool.
Australia.
Wow. Hey, guys.
Brisbane.
Thanks for tuning in from all around the world. We
And
appreciate it.
they're into tomorrow, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are into tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm in two time zones at once.
They're in
I'm
17
in
hours
the
ahead of
future.
time.
I went to the future and I'm back. Was that Back to the Future?
Yeah, Back to the Future.
That movie.
The guy that he's part of our radio broadcast he's from Australia, and I zoomed him in here so we can talk about getting it together. He looks like the guy of Back to the Future, like Doc.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so funny, and Lenny and
Oh.
Melissa, when you take a picture, they were laughing because they said, "Man, he looks just like Doc."
We're supposed to go to a Halloween party tonight.
What are you
and
gonna dress up as?
Patty's going to go as a priest, and I'm going to go, get my baseball mitt and put a hat on so I cut my hair short and go as a little boy.
Oh my
That's
God.
bad, isn't it? We're probably going
No,
to
sir.
get thrown out of the party. I'm
priest
pretty
and
sure.
the little boy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get thrown out of the party, but that's all right. What the heck? Oh, there's Debbie Bromley. Hey, Deb. She grew up next door to my grandmother
Really?
in a little town of about 400 people called Loame, Illinois.
Wow.
And it was one of those dinky little towns that I don't remember if it was every Friday, but at least once a month in the summer, they would go out in the town square and they'd show a movie on the side of the bowling alley.
Wow.
And everybody would go and bring their lounge, their little lounge chairs and their stuff. And sometimes people would have popcorn or popcorn balls for everybody. Everybody knew everybody. You'd be walking, my grandma would send me to the store, and as you walk by people's houses, they'd be like, "Oh, Pearl saw your granddaughter walking."
Yeah.
It was cute. It was cute. And
That's
the
wild.
thing I loved when I would go to the post office for her, there was a little, I don't know what it was, like a little, I don't want to say a restaurant, but a little diner kind of thing, with a few, not very many stools in it, and you could go in there and order a grape fizzy. Remember those fizzies?
Oh, yeah, the fizzy.
And, yeah,
I still love fizzy.
you'd order a fizzy, and they
Yeah.
probably charged you 5 cents. They dropped it in a glass. And you get it. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Busy.
And I was going to tell you about this. Her husband is a vet, a Vietnam vet.
Wow.
And
I thought you meant like a vet for animals.
no, he's a Vietnam veteran. And what we were talking about yesterday, because she's in town, was that they weren't allowing the veterans till they got to a certain point, which was against the doctor's rules, to have oxygen. So like if they had issues with things, they wouldn't give them oxygen until they needed it at a certain level versus when if you were a regular person, you could just get it. And I thought that was just horrific. And they had to go through all kinds of hoops and everything else to get oxygen. And
Wow.
they didn't want to give them any to travel with. It's like we do not do right by our veterans. We
At
do
all.
not do right
At
at all by our veterans. And Veterans Day
So
is
why are
coming
they
up.
getting into the military then if they're not doing right by them?
Well, I mean, they do okay when they're in, but when they get out,
Well, don't be in. Just stay out of there.
some people that's what their choice is. But
I don't know.
But if you're, and I'm glad
That's
we have
crazy.
them, but two things about the veterans. One is we need to take care of them, and we're not doing a good job of doing that, as evidenced by the number of homeless and mental illness and things that they come back with, particularly if they were in a war or what is it, a
Who's doing this to
conflict.
them?
You know?
Who's doing this?
Well,
to
I
them?
don't-
would never go to that kind of crap.
Well, look at the Republicans. They voted down that legislation stuff to help the vets. Every single one of them did until it got fought by John, was it Stewart?
Yeah.
Who fought that, and then they finally got it passed. I mean, it's crazy. It's like we need to support. The party is saying that they're in support of veterans, but they vote down these things. This is another thing that just came up. There's been by the Navy and Army and military's own research. There's an influx, or there has been an infiltration of white supremacist groups into
Wow, I didn't know that.
into our military, and they're trying to
Really?
root this out. Well, there was a bill that was on the congressional floor that was going to empower Homeland Security, FBI, and CIA to compose a report every year on the amount of white supremacists in the different
Wow.
branches of the service. And you know, every single Republican voted that bill down.
Wow.
Every single one, not a one, wanted to do a report to see this because it's overly, you know, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot in it. And Dylan's going to walk around. It's okay. You can walk around a little bit. Yeah. You wake up. Just jump up and down.
Yeah, sitting on horseback.
He's great. We love this kid. And he's really got a talent when it comes to picking music. I'm going to tell you that. I mean, I was really impressed with it. We're getting towards, we got a few minutes left still. So yeah, I couldn't believe everybody voted that down. Now, why would you vote that down? Why wouldn't you want to know
I know.
that? Because you know why? That's who supports the Republicans.
All the time.
That's their base. And it's, you know, especially the MAGA base. That's the MAGA base.
The
So-
MAGA base, I like to say the MAGA.
MAGA base.
What does MAGA mean? That's such a...
Make America Great Again.
Oh, I
Cult.
thought
It's
I
the
thought it
cult
was,
for Make America Great Again.
You know what I thought it was is maggots.
Well, it could be maggots. Not the same thing, if you ask me. But what's going on with you and with the station? Or is there anything new happening? Any
Well,
new
right now
stuff?
there isn't, but we're coming into the holidays. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've been having lots of guests in here. We had a rapper to start off, then we had a jazz star, D. Lucas.
Oh, wow.
We have Rob Mullins in here talking about his new song that he wrote for his father who passed away. So we've been having, you know, guest after guest after guest. It's been really nice.
That's good. I know. I've been noticing you've had a lot of musicians in lately.
Yeah.
You know, Dylan, who's our invisible friend Dylan, is a musician, and he's been working on some music. I told him to share it with us when he's done.
Our invisible.
Yeah, it's like what was that? Harvey, or wasn't that the play with Jimmy
Yeah,
Stewart?
yeah.
Where the
That
guy
was
was
really cool.
invisible, the friend. Yeah.
I have a, like, you have a girlfriend.
We're gonna move over. You're sitting on Dylan. Scoot over. Okay, there.
If you have an invisible girlfriend, that's kind of fun too.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, don't even go there.
Let's go there.
We have a 12-year-old.
What's that?
In the studio?
What's that got to do with
I don't
having
know,
an
because I don't
invisible
trust you.
girlfriend?
I don't trust you're not going to say something bad.
You're the one. I just sit here being all nice,
Oh,
and
it's
then you
me.
just always fire up, Rhonda.
I do. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know.
I try really hard.
I know that we both
And then
do.
it's just like
It
something
flows, yeah, just come.
it just,
I'm
there it
gonna
is.
Say that,
Yeah.
and everybody's laughing.
You know, it's like, why did I just say that?
It's
You know what's
for
funny, on Facebook, I'll make comments sometimes, and, you know, people take everything so serious,
Yeah.
they don't know I'm kidding, or they, you know, then they start firing back, and it's like, oh my God, you know?
Hey, now we're talking about that. Did you? I sent it to you. Did you see how they were muting us? And
Yeah, what was
some of
going
the-
on?
Well, that's been happening. I don't understand. There's no music in our background.
Yeah.
They were getting us for copyright for music, and there was no music in here. It was just all talk.
Yeah,
And we've been seeing this. Meta does not have the rights to the music in certain
it's
countries.
just talk.
Yeah, it's like I thought, huh? I sent it to you. I thought, hell,
They're probably saying that in countries where they don't like people to have free speech.
yes, that's what it is.
I mean,
yeah.
really, it's probably like Russia and China and places like that that don't want to get the broadcast.
And now,
I guess.
yeah, now that you say that, we broadcast out of Bangkok, Thailand, back this way, and to get the licensing to get into the country took a lot of paperwork. Then Greg Rashid had to hand carry that over to Vietnam to finalize it. It
Oh,
was
that's
really,
fun-
it was
interesting.
funny, and then they look, you know, they always listen to what we're playing and stuff, but it's running. It's
I'll
good.
tell you one thing. I have a cousin who goes to Vietnam to work on their. We did have contracts with them to help work on their water issues and water supply issues, and she said, it's like that country's run amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's good. Like if you see the pictures and the streets and everything, it came back from that war and
Yeah.
came back very well. When you look at across the border at Cambodia, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And you know, and I will say that go back to Vietnam, and I appreciate our soldiers that served and they did their job, and that they were called to do something that they probably should have never been
Yeah.
called to do.
At all.
But so I appreciate them, and I don't want any vets to think that I don't. But it shows that I think a population has to be at a certain level before they can appreciate democracy or be able to
That's
even
exactly
enjoy it.
right, yeah.
When all you're worried about is a few rice patties and your oxen, and you're selling your daughter, your oldest daughter, your youngest daughter, so you're able to feed your family, you know, you're not really ready for democracy.
That's right.
And what happened in Cambodia was when democracy was there, then it started getting corrupt, as we see here, the conglomerates and the monopolies and the things, and it kept the people poor, and the rich got richer and the poor got poorer, and they really needed to bring the whole country up before it would have been ready for a democratic system, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that too. Without
Yeah.
the economics, there's somebody running it, knows how to get a country back alive and up and running. You can tell who has a good
Yeah.
leader, who doesn't.
Now, I'm not advocating
No,
being a
it's-
communist. I'm just saying that I believe that a population has to be at a certain level to be able to go to certain types of government.
Well,
And we're almost
communism-
outgrowing the way that I love it when people say, I'm an originalist of the Constitution. Don't you love that? It makes me crazy. It's like, really, because when they wrote the Constitution, if I'd had a Bic lighter, they'd have burned me at the stake for being a witch. It's like, you got to adapt. It moves forward. It's like, seriously, because then I wouldn't be voting. Black people, 3/4, they count as 3/4. They couldn't vote, but they counted as 3/4 because it gave the South more leverage in elections.
That was crazy,
Which we're
wasn't it?
still dealing with today.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You got a few people in these little pretty bitty states that are controlling the world because of the electoral college, which needs to go. But
The other day, I was hearing this boom, 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 up on the neighbor's roof, and I kept
Huh?
hearing all this noise.
what was it?
Boom, 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 boom. I thought, what the hell's that noise? I look out there. It was the neighbor. She was taking her broom for a flight, but she's gained some weight, so when she was coming...
Oh, God, it's just landing on the roof. Yeah.
Gained a little weight, so she
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
getting smooth.
But I
landing.
mean,
Well, you said witch.
Yeah, I know. I brought it up. I did it. My fault. But I mean, seriously, it's like an originalist of the Constitution. Come on, like Amy Coney Barrett, the Supreme Court justice.
Who's that?
Yeah, well, I wish she wasn't there.
Everybody
Said,
does.
she was an originalist. Well, then you should go home and start cooking and get out in the kitchen, because you wouldn't be a person, you wouldn't be able to vote, and you'd have been chattel, just like they're trying to make us now. And so, you wouldn't have been a lawyer, you wouldn't have been to the Supreme Court, you wouldn't be able to vote. Okay, go back. Yeah, let's go back when the good old days.
Good old days.
Jeez. There's a reason they're old. They're bad. Time to move on.
Trump did that purposely by appointing her in there and appointing the other guy in there. And that's what swayed this Roe versus Wade
Yeah.
removal.
I really hope women get out and vote for to keep our rights, because
Well, there's a lot of people who are against, they love that abortion is outlawed, but to me, there's women that do this too, but they don't realize they're just thinking for themselves and selfishness. They're not thinking for the totality
well,
of how
and they're
women
trying
really
to force
feel.
their religious beliefs on other people. And you know what? It's like, if you don't believe in it, no one's going to make you have an abortion. No one's
That's
going
right.
to make you vote for something or do, no one's going to make you do that. No one's going to make you marry no one's going to make you marry a same-sex person. No one's going to make you have an abortion. And that's religious freedom. You are
That's
free
right.
to practice your belief. But as soon as that belief becomes where you deny other people the right to do what they want, that's religious oppression.
Big time.
And that's what we're facing, is oppression.
It's ugly. And I think the
It is
women are
ugly.
coming out to show their power.
I hope so.
They used to be princesses, now they're all queens, and queen have power. You look at, if you ever play chess, the queen is
the
power
ruler.
forward. Yes.
I just
They are the creators. They make the spirit. They create the human. They create men. So this is why I'm thinking, are you crazy, fooling with the women like this?
Well, we'll see what happens. But if you're a young woman, you've not lived in the time and place when I did, or my mother did, when you couldn't buy a home without having a man's signature.
That's crazy.
You couldn't go to the doctor and get birth control pills without a signature, or if you were not married back then, or a signature from your husband. You couldn't open a charge card unless you had a man sign on it. You couldn't, when I was in college in '74.
It's the same way. You go pick up a chick and she goes, "You're going to give me a credit card."
That's it.
And so it kind of is the same way.
That's kind. Yeah.
You are there buying it.
I'm going, it's different though. But what I was going to say is that even when I went to college in '74 and graduated, I should have graduated in '78, but I did a victory lap and made it '79. But
Victory lap.
but anyway,
like
even
that.
then, as early as '80s, it was there weren't a lot of women doing jobs that were outside of the norm. There were teachers and nurses, and and it was just starting to blossom, where women were becoming more and more lawyers, more and more doctors, nuclear physicists. That stuff was just all started about the time that I started in college. And you saw women that were able to do more than be a nurse, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, like that kind of stuff. And and they used to joke when women went to college, they were getting their MRS degree. They went to college to meet a man who had a college education so they could do better.
Yes.
And they used to call it the MRS degree. And, and if you go back just a little bit before 1974 when I went to college, if you go back into the 60s, late 60s and mid 60s, you're looking at archaic rules around women. And they're trying to take us back there. So if you are a young woman today, and I know you didn't have to face the same struggles, you still don't make as much money as your male counterpart, I promise you that, 80 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Unless you're a black woman, then it's less than that. But you, if you're a young woman today in a voting age and you are not registered and you do not vote, you are going to be giving up rights. And
Big
now
time.
you're going to be giving up the right to your health care. You're going to be giving up the right to decide, and your doctor to decide if you're sick and you're carrying a child and you have preeclampsia, for example, which I had with my latest one. The only cure for preeclampsia is to force birth.
Yes.
Or you die. And the baby is born usually very early as preemie. I got mine very late in pregnancy, so it didn't affect, it almost killed me, but it didn't affect the baby. But if you get that early in pregnancy, you need to abort.
Yeah.
I mean, period. Or you're going to have a child that's going to be born at 3 or 4 or 5 months, and probably 3 or 4 months most likely.
Well,
you could die. You could have a stroke, and now they got to wait until the person's almost stroking out on the table to make that decision.
That's crazy.
In many states, and
Yeah.
that's wrong.
And then charge them with a felony.
Yeah, on top of losing a child that they didn't
Yeah.
want to lose to begin
Yeah.
with, most likely.
And that gal that's running for office here in Colorado is going to be behind it to
Oh, I can't
prosecute
stand
these
her.
women.
Yeah. And try to prove it, and many people have miscarriages, and then you have to go in and have a DNC, which is basically a form of abortion because they have to take it out because the baby's perished. And then you'll have to prove, did you really have a miscarriage? Was there, all that stuff. It's crazy.
It is.
It's
Big time.
stay out of people's bedrooms. I mean, they want less government, and they're in people's bedrooms, they're in people's marriage vows, they're in people's, it's like stay away.
Big time.
Stay away from it. Just leave it alone. And but anyway.
You're coming to the end of your
I'm at
music
the
here.
end.
Of your music.
Yeah, the music piece is going to be a little
Yeah.
short, and we have a few more minutes on the air.
Yeah,
Just a few.
so, yeah, we'll do that, and just I have a song up there too.
You have a song right up there.
Yeah, right behind you.
What is it on the floor?
DW3 on the floor. They're a jazz group. They're playing at the down in Florida at a big, huge jazz festival, which is going to be really nice. And DW3, they've got their music out there, so
That's great.
They don't sound jazz if you listen to them.
Well, the new jazz is a little different.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
cool though. And anyway, so we're coming to the end of the show. All the music on the radio side was picked by my friend Dylan. He is a 7th grader in the Metro Denver area and has an ear for music. He also writes and composes music, and maybe, just maybe, will convince our invisible friend Dylan to send us a song when he's done so we can play it.
Invisible
So
friend.
the problem is, I use my own system, and
Uh-huh.
so I don't have a way to send it to you guys.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
It'll
out
happen.
when you're ready. All right, Dylan. He's cool. You want to wave at anybody? You want to stick your head in here and say hi?
Pop in, yeah, just for a minute.
There he's going to pop. Look at this cute kid. There you go, Dylan. He's great. Thanks for picking the music today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So you'll see how it opens up there. It takes a second. It's delayed, but it opens
Delayed.
right
There
up.
it goes.
There it is.
All right. There he is. All right, thanks for tuning in. We're coming to the end of the show. We appreciate everybody from around the world and Colorado and around the world who tune in. It's been really fun, and I wish you a very safe, happy, and fun Halloween. Have a great time tonight, but be safe, for gosh sakes. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drink and drive. Don't
Or you'll have a cop as a chaser.
That's right.
Now, the other thing, we have DJ Rob Ace. He's coming back into this.
Was he really?
Well, yeah, but he just sent in an encore show. And the encore show is going to play to start him out, and then next week he's going to be doing it live. But the encore
Ooh.
show starts
He's pretty
him out.
cool. He mixes
Yeah.
that stuff. He's great.
Yes.
That little.
So that'll be coming up right at 4 o'clock. You stick around and listen to that. Ron Deshay, WTF show, signing off right now. It's been great. It's been fun with Miss Ron Deshay.
It's been fun, it's been real, but it hasn't been real fun. Remember that joke when you were a kid? Hey, we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Take care.